Okay, in this video, we're going to look at dividing a quadratic by a linear, and we're going to choose which of these A, B, C, or D is the simplification of that. Okay, so one method is just to simplify each of these options. Okay, so you can do that. Why don't we do just to illustrate that? So we could just kind of do LCD x minus 3, and then it would be 2x minus 5 times x minus 3 minus 10. We're going to simplify 2x squared um, minus 6x minus 5x, that's minus 11x. Minus 5 times minus 3 is 15, minus the 10 is plus 5 over x minus 3. And we see, okay, that's not the answer, right? And then you might think, okay, well, let me do it for B, C, and D, but oh, it's quite a performance to do that. And I wonder if we knew a little bit more maths, whether we could make this a much quicker exercise. So in order to do that, I just want to go over a little bit of theory with you. So when you divide a quadratic by a linear, so if I'm going to, if I've got a quadratic function divided by a linear function, what am I going to get? I'm going to get, if you divide a quadratic by a linear, you're going to get a linear. I think that makes sense, doesn't it? So I'm going to get a linear function of x plus a, because it might not go in exactly, so I'm going to get a constant remainder over the same linear function that I had there. Okay, so in other words, each of these options illustrates um, a possible result of dividing a quadratic by a linear, because we're getting a linear plus a remainder over x minus 3, which in each case is what we're supposed to have, but only one, of course, is correct. And what I want you to notice is that the constant on top, in A's case, it's minus 10 is the remainder. In B's case, it's trying to tell us that 7 is the remainder. In C's case, it's minus 7 is the remainder, and D is plus 10 is the remainder. So if I can find the remainder of this division, then I can easily select which one it is, whether it's A, B, C, or D. Okay, so then we move on to that piece of theory, which is the fact that the remainder theorem tells us that if I divide a polynomial like 3x squared minus 8x plus 7 by x minus 3, then the remainder is given by f of 3. In other words, the quadratic with 3 substituted in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do that. It's a fairly simple calculation, which gives me 27 minus 24 plus 7, which is 10. That means the remainder when that quadratic is divided by x minus 3 is 10. And I can see quite clearly that D is giving me that. I'm not going to worry about whether the 3x plus 1 was correct. The only possible candidate is the one with 10 as the remainder.